Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the 6 Yard Banter, your front row seat to the Premier League's top six drama with a Chelsea twist. Yeah, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. We have a lot to talk about today, starting from news flying about from Jackson to Nkunku to Tyrique George, and then we'll finish up with the game between Newcastle United versus Liverpool. So stick around because it's a whole lot, and I would like you guys to comment afterwards. So, according to Fabrizio Romano, AS Roma are continuing to work on a deal for Tyrique George. Talks remain ongoing with both his camp rather, and Chelsea over the formula of a deal. I really hate the fact that Chelsea have to sell the academy graduate Tyrique George, who has actually been showing signs of promises and who has been showing promises rather. And I feel like if we get Garnacho and Xavi Simons, his playing time is greatly going to be hampered and limited. So the best bet for him to do is for him to go and seek for playing time elsewhere. But I would have preferred for it to just be a straight loan rather than a permanent sale. Anyway, Chelsea apparently insisting on a heavy sell-on clause like that of Kanichukwu Emeka. I'm not sure of Garnacho because if he flops and it turns out that Tyrique George, okay, does well, what happens? Okay, so I feel like the best way for us to know how good Tyrique George is for him to go on a straight loan, and then at the end of the ongoing season, it comes back, and then we're able to make Chelsea is able to make an informed decision on whether to keep him or whether to sell him, and if they're going to sell him based on how the season went. If it's good, well, we are in a strong position to make good money, and if not, we can still make good money because it's still pure profit. Let me know what you guys think about Tyrique George. So let's talk about Disasi. So according to Sasha Tavaleri and Fabrizio Romano, Bournemouth are in advanced talks with Chelsea to sign Axel Disasi. Negotiations are ongoing over the formula of a deal, with Bournemouth confident of finalizing the deal. Now, this was earlier in the day, and just over 2-3 hours ago, Fabrice Hawkins made a post saying that Sunderland are ready to send formal bids to Chelsea for Axel Disasi. Anyway, for me, it doesn't matter who signs him, who takes him. Okay, but it would have made a lot of sense if Bournemouth signs him because after losing Dean Alcin and Zabani to PSG and Real Madrid respectively, you think that Disasi would be the ideal candidate to fill in Zabani's boots and all that. So, but may the best team win. Whoever makes the best effort and presents the best project and pathway, not pathway, project for this to Disasi gets to win because it doesn't make any difference to me whoever signs him. I feel like Chelsea needs to complete their clear out so that they can have enough net spend, good record on their net spend for the ongoing season, and then make a lot of returns back. Yeah. So well, but it would make more sense to me if Disasi joins Bournemouth than Sunderland. But let's see how it turns out on the long run. This is one I'm more particular about Xavi Simons because I cannot stop crying out that Chelsea the team needs him. And a Plottenberg has posted that Chelsea remain keen on signing Xavi Simons until deadline day. the boss, Oliver Matislav, was recently in direct contact with Chelsea regarding Xavi, who has reportedly agreed deals with Chelsea until 2031. However, Chelsea are still waiting on offloading Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku. Harvey Elliott remains the number one candidate to replace Xavi. This one, yeah, I just hope that even on deadline day we don't miss out on him. It's going to I'm going to be so livid and angry because it's so evident, especially now that Cole is hurt or is injured. We need someone who's not Cole but of Cole standard, okay, to fill in the boots until the time that is around, and then we can either play both of them together or we can always play one over the other, which I believe that Cole will always have the upper hand over Xavi. But then we need someone of Xavi's quality in the team, and this team is crying out obviously for someone of Xavi's quality. I am so going to be so mad if we end up missing out on Xavi Simons. Okay, it's just not going to be funny. Anyway, so that's my honest take on this one because it's dragged on for way too long. Anyway, and that leads me to Nkunku and then Jackson. So for Nkunku, apparently Matlow posted that Christopher Nkunku is ready to take a pay cut to help facilitate his departure from Chelsea this summer. I'm still very unhappy about the turn of event for Christopher Nkunku. During the World Cup, Club World Cup, you could see he was showing signs of the Nkunku that made Chelsea go after him and purchase him from RB Leipzig. And the turn of event has just not been pleasant at all. He's willing to take a pay cut, which means he just wants to leave the club and play football, play soccer, and I hope it just works out for him because there's a player in him, and I just hope it works out for him. If we're unable to sell Nkunku, which means we do not get Xavi Simons, whatever the turn of event might be, I hope that if he doesn't end up leaving, because Chelsea have dug their heels that it's either a permanent sale or none at all, then we'll just have to find a way to integrate him back into the squad because it's long overdue that someone of Christopher Nkunku's quality and caliber is being sidelined, not because he's hurt, but because he's surplus to requirement, or he doesn't fit into Maresca's style of play. So, yeah, I hope someone comes and these German clubs are really pissing me off. I think they feel like they're the best negotiators when it comes to going after players and trying to bargain or negotiate with other clubs, and I just want to tell them to go fly a kite. So, according to Sports Builds, Bayern Munich and Nicholas Jackson have agreed personal terms. Bayern want a loan and talking to Chelsea, and they're talking to Chelsea. Bayern Munich. This team just flipping made a bid for the Stuttgart player for over 60 to 70 million euros. And all of a sudden, they do not have money and they only want Jackson on loan. Bayern, you Dortmund teams, you guys just F off. Okay, you guys can just F off. At this point, you guys just get lost already. Okay, Aston Villa, if you guys want them, you want Jackson, just come for Jackson already. Okay, just come for Jackson. As a matter of fact, we'll do you one better. You take Jackson and then we can give you Chilwell as well. So you get Jackson, buy one and get one free. How's that? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that. And now let's talk about Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspur. Come in and let's talk. You guys just do not get it, do you? It seems like they were Tottenham were about to get Piero Hincapie of Bayern Leverkusen, having agreed to match the buyout clause of 60 million euros, but would be paid in 2026. And it seemed like everything was about to be agreed, only for Arsenal to swap in the last minute, and Hincapie actually is keen on joining Arsenal over Tottenham. And then you start to wonder when all this is just when Tottenham will stop being bottle jobs and actually I just don't know what to say as regards Tottenham anymore. At this point, I'm starting to feel sorry for them. I feel like Arsenal is now taking a mick of them. Anyway, they just. I'm sure they were not expecting this. They really looked set like they were close to getting Piero Hincapie. Classic Spurs, yeah. Always sniffing around quality players, but when it's time to actually close a deal, they disappear. Just the same way the Iberichi Eze left Tottenham on the altar. And that reminds me, I saw a video where Thomas Frank was saying if a player is not happy to join the club, he doesn't want the player. Nah. That's not the case. The case and the fact remains that you guys are bottle jobs, okay? And you were left hanging. It left you at the altar. It left Tottenham at the altar and went to marry a better team, which happens to be Arsenal over Tottenham. So you're saying you're saying you don't want a player that doesn't want to be in the team. Well, that's not the case for Izzy, and this is the same script with Piero Hincapie. You guys just do not learn. I feel like the best thing Tottenham can do going forward is try to get their deals done in secret. I think that way no one gets to hijack their deal. Willian and now Hincapie, and before Hincapie, Eze. So I think the best thing to do is to move in secrecy, which happens to be a very very difficult thing in this era. But well, you guys are a nearly men team. You can never ever at this point get out of being nearly men FC. Let me know what you guys think about it. Now to wrap up, let's talk about the Newcastle versus Liverpool game. That was one blockbuster game tonight. That was just one. It was fireworks upon fireworks after fireworks, non-stop. And then Gordon, after getting a red card for silly tackle, just clumsy tackles. I mean, how do you cost your team the win? I mean, if at all you were not going to win, the Newcastle weren't going to win. At least the least they could have gotten if they were squared up was a draw. Okay, but for just the same way Jackson did against Newcastle last season and cost Chelsea the game, and then we had to fight effortlessly to make top four. It's the same thing Gordon has just done today, leaving the ball and going for the man. in a dispensation where VR is now very active. I don't know how players come to or arrive at certain decisions that they make these days. Anyway, it was a really really blockbuster. Liverpool really escaped with 3 points actually, and they were 2 goals ahead, and then Newcastle came even with a man down and equalized, and it was just in the injury time, added time, the Chelsea academic former academy product rather came on and finished it and made it 3 goals to 2. So yeah, but it just goes to show that there's something missing in Liverpool's defense. The defense line is not as solid as they were last season, and I feel like they are now more easy to break down compared to the way they were last season. Let me know what you guys think about everything that I've said, from the transfers to Tottenham, and then about the game. What you guys make of my opinion as regards Liverpool's defense, because they look like it's easy to carve them out. Anyway, that's all we have for tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment where necessary. I really like to hear from you guys on what you guys think about everything that has been talked about. Until we meet again, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Peace.